A sun-splashed September afternoon here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as we are happy to bring you coverage of the inaugural Las Vegas Pickleball Open here at the Plaza Hotel and Casino at 1 Main Street, Las Vegas. Hey everybody, welcome to Las Vegas. Dave Benz hanging out with Melissa McCurley and Mark Renison. And guys, we're excited to be here and be a part of this tournament as pickleball continues to grow and yet another major tournament added to the schedule.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a great week. We started with an amateur event the first part of the week and then are going on with the pros today.
Mark, you've seen this sport really grow, and to see a tournament like this with a large purse for the pros, it really is impressive.
What a thrill. This is one of the richest pickleball tournaments in the sport right now. And so to come to such a beautiful place in Las Vegas here at the Plaza Hotel is a real treat for spectators and players.
Yeah, the purse of $25,000 vaults it right to the top of pickleball tournaments that are being played around the country right now. Over 300 players, not just from the United States, but 4 countries represented in this tournament here. We are excited to get the coverage underway. Let's play some pickleball here in Sin City. Don't go anywhere. Live action coming your way next. This summer, that was some of the highlights from Independence Day here at the Plaza Hotel and Casino, and now we are ready for the women's doubles semifinals. Simone Jardim, you see some of her credentials, and she has really become one of the most fantastic women's players on the pickleball circuit. And let's talk, Melissa, about how much she's meant, not only in terms of a player, but she's been a head instructor at the U.S. Open Pickleball Academy as well.
Yeah, I mean, she just means everything to this game. Simone is one heck of a competitor. She's got a lot of just fierce competitiveness that's built into that body of hers. So she's always a joy here to watch. And so, you know, certainly we're looking to see a great match here today.
And there's a look at Christine McGrath. Christine McGrath also very accomplished in her own right. Christine McGrath actually in the inaugural U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, I was impressed as she was playing 7 months pregnant with her second daughter at the time, and all she did was win 3 medals while she was pregnant.
I remember that too. It just seems like it was yesterday, but yeah, she was she was still showing nobody no mercy.
Hard to believe. Her daughter now over 2 years old. Had a little conversation with Christine earlier today. So this really is the who's who of the women's division, with McGrath, and Tereschenko has also been fantastic. She won a silver and a bronze at the U.S. Open, and then Jardim, and you saw Corrine, Carr, Simone there as well.
Yeah, and Irina's really been playing a lot of pickleball, doing a lot of instructing as well, and she's just really turned it on. The biggest tournament it was just had was the Tournament Champions back at the end of August, and you know, there she was a mixed doubles silver, women's doubles bronze, singles bronze. I mean, she had a great tournament and just continues to turn her game on, you know, tournament after tournament. So usually Irina, we see her with Lucy Kovalova, and Christine with Sarah Ansberry, so they've teamed up here to play in the women's doubles. Lucy nor Sarah are in the women's draw here.
Okay, we got plays in, ladies.
So here we go. It will be Carr and Jardim. By the way, I'm going to just go with for the rest of the tournament because Corrine, Carr, Simone is a mouthful. I'm going with CCS.
CCS, I like it. I like it. Maybe it'll stick. We'll have to see what she thinks.
By the way, her husband, Rafael, is not here this weekend, and he was for a while her mixed doubles partner, and they are no longer playing together. They've agreed. I spoke with Corrine earlier today, and she said they've agreed that they're not going to be teammates together in mixed doubles, and that he won't play mixed doubles so they don't have to face each other in future tournaments.
Oh, wow. Boy, that's
wow.
Oh, look at
Wow.
So normally when you see an around the post shot get hit, At best, it can be hit sort of down the line. That one had such an angle to it, a little bit of side spin, that not only could Simone hit that around the post, she got it to the center of the court. You don't see that very often.
And where it was not returnable.
We're going to see a lot of power in this match. All four of these players like to hit hard. You see a lot of two-handed backhands out there. I think Irina is the only one who doesn't hit a two-handed backhand. Get ready for some power pickleball.
So 0-0-1 in the early going, game one of this best of three. And make it 1-0-1. By the way, one other note that I picked up from Corrine Carr, Simone, CCS this morning is, she was a collegiate golfer at the University of South Carolina. I asked her, I said, you still playing any golf? She said yes. In fact, she says she wants to start getting back into playing some tournaments and see how she can do in the golf field as well, whether she might be able to make a career on that circuit.
Oh, yeah. She's a professor at a college. I mean, she's multi-talented young woman. And so, I say I wouldn't be surprised if we see her on the golf tour.
So, Melissa, I've got a question since you're the boss lady over at pickleballtournaments.com. Do you think you could make a little hack into it so it could be pickleball and golftournaments.com? And maybe we could have like a little biathlon, sort of play some pickleball in the morning, some golf in the afternoon, and best scores win.
There you go. With so all pickleballers and golfers.
Yeah,
right?
I want Corrine as my partner.
Yeah, 3-0-1. By the way, there is a sport called chess boxing, so maybe we could combine pickleball golf. I just learned of chess boxing about 2 weeks ago. It's they play in Europe where they'll box and then they'll play chess, and then they'll get back up and box some more.
Oh, very
That
interesting.
sounds right up your alley, Dave.
I would say.
Yes.
So, I guess must be some smart boxers.
Well, either that or some dumb chess players. 4-0-1 as Corrine Carr not relinquishing the serve here.
That drop is so solid from Simone.
And did you see the spin on it, right?
Yeah.
So when it hit, it sort of spun back toward the net.
Yeah, especially with a bit of a breeze going into her. There's a timeout right here. 5-0 is usually a good time to call a timeout.
Yeah, at 5-0-1, I would say so. So Simone and CCS liking their start here. And we'll be back with more of game one after this quick timeout here in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown, Miller Lite, and by Highlands. We continue on here with the women's doubles in the pro division, and a great start here for Corrine Carr, Simone, CCS, if you will, and Simone Jardim. A 5-0-1 start here to game one. McGrath and Tereschenko hoping to break Carr's serve with the timeout. And instead, Carr continues the hot start, make it 6-0-1.
I want to take a second, Dave, to give a quick shout out to a couple of top players and super nice guys that are watching. Aspen Kern and Wes Gabrielson, two of the best players in the game, also two of the nicest players in the game. Just see that they're watching here on our Facebook feed.
And they must be impressed with what they're seeing. Carr makes it 7-0-1 now. She's rolled off 7 consecutive points.
Aspen Kern, many people will know pickleball players as the founder of the Pickleball Forum, which is on Facebook. It's now got close to 20,000 members. This is a place where people go and they talk all things pickleball. Anything you want to know about or discuss, the Pickleball Forum is a place to go.
An 8-0-1 here, Dave and Mark. So this one's quickly trying to slip by Christine and Irina. Oh, but then Irina says, let me take this step outside of the kitchen.
Ernie. There you go.
Yeah.
But all you get for that is now you're going to have to face the Jardim serve.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the strategy here is when you're down 8-0 like this, you got to know there's a very good chance you're going to lose this game, and you got to be okay with that. What you can do is to use the rest of this game to figure out what kind of strategy might work in game number 2. So you'll see them testing out a few new things here. You saw Irina go for the Ernie. Right now, I think they're playing to figure out how to compete better in game number 2 rather than with an eye towards winning game number 1.
9-0-2. 10-0-2 and game point here.
Yeah. Christine McGrath has missed too many softballs. She's been up at the net. Dinks that she normally makes on both her forehand and backhand side. She's missed a few of them in the net. She'll need to improve on that in game number 2, and I expect that Corrine and Simone will keep going at her as they are now, unless she does that.
Jeez, look at the defense from both Simone and Corrine. It's just absolutely fantastic. Some of the best you'll absolutely see in any of the pickleball, the women's game or the men's game.
It wasn't quite the point we had in game 2 of the men's semi, but that was a pretty impressive point nonetheless.
Yeah, so it's some of those unforced errors, and who knows, it's, you know, a bit of nerves. You're here on the grandstand court, you got lots of people watching, you know it's being broadcast. A lot of things can go on, but these are uncharacteristic misses for Christine, and I expect game 2 she's going to improve that consistency.
Yeah.
A little Bronx cheer out of McGrath and Tereschenko as they get on the board here. And now a chance to serve for the game. Thank you to all of you watching this live stream here today on Facebook. And
got,
Simone hits it long.
Speaking of players that we have watching us today, Tanya Major is watching. Tanya is a multi-time national champion, a great player, and we talked about unusual technique. Tanya has shown us some different ways people can hit the balls, and she does it really effectively. Game point.
Side out.
Yeah, and that ball there got in what I'll call a double wheelhouse. It was a wheelhouse of Corrine's backhand and Simone's forehand. Both of them went for it. The ball went out. Oh, there's a second point there.
Well,
so
Tereschenko and McGrath not done yet here in game 1.
The wind has started to pick up just a little bit. We're here at the 5th floor of the Plaza Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, and perfect conditions. A little bit gusty though, and we're sort of in almost a bowl around the hotels, and you can get those gusts that don't always blow in a consistent direction.
The Las Vegas weather can be tricky, and it can change in a moment.
Second serve.
We move on to the second serve. And now again a chance to serve for the game.
Yeah, and that was a really nice return by Simone. It was a nice deep return. That's what you want to try to do in pickleball, and is a deep return to Irina's backhand. Well done by Simone.
Nice exchange there results in server number 2, and that'll be Simone having to try to serve for the game.
Well, so we got a side out. While we do the side out, maybe we can mention some of the stats. We've got Chad Edwards doing stats for us. And interesting, on third shot drops, Tereschenko and McGrath have only hit 1 third shot drive. That's not going to be in there. And Simone, Jardim, and Corrine Carr have now hit 9 third shot drives already. So we're seeing the power game from CCS, as you like to call her, Dave, and Simone Jardim. And I'm wondering if in game number 2 we're going to see more third shot drives from McGrath and Tereschenko. There's one right there.
Oh, so Irina got away with one there. That definitely got up right where Corrine wanted it. And then she put it into the net. Some really nice defense there by Christine McGrath as well to stay in the point. And we saw her get a little more aggressive in that particular point.
So 4-10-2 after trailing 0-10. But now again, another opportunity to serve for the game.
Yeah. That forehand drop has been letting McGrath down a little bit in this first game. She's much more comfortable on the backhand side.
versus Andrea Tooth and Maggie Remens. That's Remens.
And there it is. Carr puts it away. So game one in favor of CCS and her partner Simone Jardim. Another look at game point. And an early 1-0 advantage here in this match. Timeout here in Vegas. Game number 2 coming your way. Stay with us from Sin City. The Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. Miller Lite and by Head. Back here in Las Vegas, Nevada, an aerial view of the Plaza Hotel and Casino. The pool deck with 13 courts, and it looks fantastic. Inaugural year of the Las Vegas Open, a $25,000 purse. One of the largest payouts on the pickleball circuit, and no doubt this is going to be a must-attend tournament for years to come for pickleball players. 300 players in the tournament this year, and we expect that number to grow in time for next year's tournament.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it doubled in size. We had 27 states here this week. We had the first 3 days were the amateur division. We had 4 countries represented here.
And so a 2-0-1 start here in favor of CCS and Jardim.
So it's 1-0-1, and Corrine just serving the ball. Neither one of these ladies plan to take the pedal off the gas, that's for sure.
So, Dave, earlier you mentioned that you were going to call Corrine CCS, Corrine Carr Siebenschein, because that's a mouthful for you. We should say hello to her husband, Raphael Siebenschein, who's now here, not here, but he's watching our feed on Facebook. Hi, Raph.
Corrine telling me Ralph just wanted to take the weekend off, as to her explanation why he's not here in Vegas.
Second serve.
Okay, so we're going to see right now if McGrath and Tereschenko can start to get some points early on in the game. They waited till quite late last time, and we are going to need to see Christine McGrath handling those forehands better. She's got a great backhand like we saw there, but it's that forehand side. It's interesting, Melissa. They've been setting it up where Christine has been playing on the right-hand side of the court, which really exposes her forehand on the outer part of the court. So we're going to see if Corrine and Simone start to target it here in game 2 like they did in game 1. There.
Ray, every time you talk, we're hearing it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that they can target, because you certainly don't want to get it in that backhand of Christine McGrath.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about trade-offs a few times this afternoon. The advantage Christine has when she plays on the right-hand side is she's got that solid two-handed backhand right in the middle of the court where a lot of balls go. But the downside is that that's a good example of why.
There it was.
But the downside is if Corrine or Simone can play a dink especially, or a third shot drop out wide to the sideline, it's going to force Christine to hit that forehand. And if that forehand's a little bit shaky, that could be trouble.
1-2-2. Much better start to this game for McGrath and Tereschenko. They trailed 10-0 at the start of game 1, and now they've drawn even here in game 2. So 2-2-2. So our third match that we've telecast today, we've yet to see a match go to a decisive third game. Will this be the charm?
Another shout out. We've got someone watching on our Facebook feeds. A young man named Kyle Yates, I believe, is watching. Do you know this guy, Dave?
Kyle Yates? What do you go back up to his hotel room and he's got his feet up watching our feed?
Must be. So those who were here, Kyle and Ben Johns, won their semifinal match just before this match, and they'll be moving on. So hi to Kyle.
Jardim catching McGrath off guard there.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Kyle probably knowing that when the match is finished on this court, it's when about the time he'll need to start getting ready.
4, 2, 1.
No, he took it off. It's not working.
4, 2, 2.
4-2-2.
Simone and Corrine just showed us a great job of working together, getting up to the line there. But then that ball just went a little bit high on the other side, and then Corrine had to retreat a little bit more, putting her in a defensive position.
Yeah, one of the reasons that you see players move together, sometimes you hear players or coaches talk about how they're forming a wall or something like that. But here's the rationale as far as I see it. If it's safe for one of you to be up at the net, it's safe for both of you to be up at the net. And if it's dangerous for one of you to be up, it's dangerous for both. And so that's why you see these players move together. Not necessarily because there's a rule that you have to, imagine you're tethered together or something like that, but because if it's advantageous to be in one place for one of you, it's advantageous for both of you to be in that place. So that's why you'll see this teamwork where they move generally in sync.
Wow.
Oh, what a put down by McGrath. And, we talked about the power when we saw Johns and Yates in the previous match, but you mentioned it at the beginning of this match. These ladies are certainly not lacking for power either.
Yeah, no, they certainly aren't. I mean, these are some of the most experienced ladies that we have on the pickleball scene today, Dave, and they're no strangers to being in these type of matches, getting into the draws very, very deep. So they have power, they have precision. They have patience. I mean, all of the P's that we can throw at it, these ladies certainly have it in their tool set.
People on Facebook asking about which ball is being used for this tournament. It is the Franklin X40, which is distinctive in that neon color. Now being used at over 100 pickleball tournaments nationwide. And Jardim would like to have that one back.
Maybe she had the wrong ball. Maybe should toss that one to the side and use a different one. Yeah, the Franklin X40 is a ball. It's been on the market now in the pickleball world for a few years, and it's really more and more players are starting to really like it for its durability, for its ability to stay round. And yeah, that bright yellow color, you can see it from a mile away. The top of the Plaza Hotel, I bet you could still see this ball.
Yeah, it looks neon, doesn't it? Like it's glowing in the dark.
3-4-1 now as McGrath and Tereschenko trying to draw even with a point in this exchange.
Simone's so good at that surprise shot. She was looking to her left, ends up hitting to her right, catching Tereschenko off guard.
Tereschenko, who played college tennis at Texas Tech, was part of a high school team that won the Russian championship, was born in Moscow before emigrating to the United States.
One of the things we just saw there from Simone, that ball hit the net, barely crawled over, and she was on it. And we've seen that from the pro matches, the senior pro matches, and this is something that's quite different from many recreational players. As the coaching I'm doing, I often see balls hit the net and dribble over, and players just sort of give up on it. As soon as the ball hits the net, they assume the point's over. The pros never do that. They know that just because it touches the net, there's still a chance it might come over. There we see it from Irina. Right? And this is one of the characteristics that we see that really separates high-level players from the rest.
Nice dig there by
Oh, look
Carr.
at that.
Oh, what touch.
Wow.
CCS.
That is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. They even were out of position for they were both playing defensive. They both cut on this particular side of the court. You'll see it again here. And just look at the defense that gets shown here. It was pretty impressive. They worked together so well. They just have the chemistry. They play together so often that they were able to take what looked like a wide open court and close it up.
And then Jardim hits it right off of McGrath. Mark, you mentioned the style of play, and you look at these ladies on the court, and McGrath, Tereschenko, Simone, Jardim, they all have a tennis background, and you've worked with a number of pickleball players across the country. What's the biggest obstacle a tennis player faces as they try to convert to being a pickleball player?
That's a good question. I'd say the most common one is that the tennis players, wow, here's another great point. They're used to hitting the ball with a fair bit of topspin to help keep the ball in play even though you hit kind of high. Because pickleball paddles are so smooth and the balls are relatively smooth, you can't generate nearly as much topspin as you could with a tennis ball. So converted tennis players have to learn to hit the ball a little flatter with a little less spin. Plus they need to get used to the idea of when your opponents are up at the net threatening, that rather than always hitting hard past them or high over them, you actually play a low softball down towards their feet, a drop. And that's a shot that doesn't really exist in tennis, hitting low and soft when your opponents are already at the net.
6-4-2 now. And make it 7-4-2 after the point.
Time is out. Paddles down.
And so a timeout being taken by McGrath and Tereschenko is they are holding on to their last gasp here in Game 2 of the Women's Pro Doubles semifinals. The Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown, Miller Lite, and by Highlands. And back here in Las Vegas, 7-4 in favor of Jardim and Corrine Carr, Siebenschein, or CCS, as they look to try to move on to the finals. Loser of this match will go into the, what did you call it, the opportunity bracket?
The opportunity bracket. So they would have an opportunity to come back and play for the gold medal here at the Las Vegas Open.
It is double elimination here in Las Vegas.
And you'll hear people say different things, Dave. Some of them, you know, if they go, like, whoever goes on here to wait for the loser to come from the opportunity bracket can sometimes sit and get cold while they're still playing on the opportunity side coming back. So you hear different things about what the advantage is to being sitting there waiting as opposed to still playing.
Miscommunication, Simone apologizing for taking a ball that was otherwise going to Corrine. One thing to notice here in the top left-hand corner of your screen, you can see the sun coming on the court now. And that's going to make it difficult for whoever's playing on that right side. Right now it's Christine McGrath. Balls coming in and out of shadows can be pretty tricky.
And it's going to continue to do that. The sun is, and more sun will come on this court as we go. It's provided some wonderful shade all afternoon long.
5-7-2, the score here. And make it 6-7-2 after that shot right down the line.
We might have to call a timeout so we can go put on some sunscreen.
Well,
Get a cold beverage. Think they'll wait for us?
You mean water, Mark? You talking about water?
Sparkling water.
Oh, okay.
Extra ice. It's beautiful here on the rooftop of the Plaza Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. We're on the 5th floor. There's a pool out here. There's cabanas. There's a few people gambling. This is a beautiful place to play pickleball.
You really can do it all here. There's great restaurants here at the Plaza Hotel and Casino. I had a great conversation with Grant Garcia, who's the director of the Las Vegas Pickleball Open yesterday, talking about the sun. And he said it's very unusual here because it kind of like bends around almost in a half circle. You'll have sun on the courts here in the morning, and then you'll get it again in the evening. But during the day, the tower blocks out most of the sun, so you'll have shade during the heart of the day.
Yeah, and it's been like very, very warm here in Las Vegas this week in the upper 90s, about 8 or 9 degrees above average from what they normally have this time of year. So
9-6-1. You're talking to somebody who comes here quite often for the Las Vegas Summer League in July. This is not warm.
this is fall.
Try 110 with like 40 mile an hour winds, and you would think that those are going to provide some relief. Instead, it's like if you had an oven with a fan going on you.
Yeah. With all the sand, I guess you wouldn't even need any hair mousse, would you?
Yeah, this is September. It's a great time of year to have this event here in Vegas.
McGrath is so good at blocking fastballs with that two-handed backhand. The stability of the second hand, the non-dominant hand, really helps her out, as with many of the players who use two-handed backhands, that when those balls come fast, that non-dominant hand is on the paddle and just really makes it more solid. There's a timeout with match point coming up.
Yeah. Well, a 10-6-2, the timeout on the court. Match point coming your way after this timeout. The Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown, and by Miller Lite and Franklin, the X40, the official ball of the Las Vegas Pickleball Open. Back here in Las Vegas, the Plaza Hotel and Casino, right on the end of fabulous Fremont Street here in Las Vegas. So much to do, so much to enjoy, including pickleball. And the Las Vegas Pickleball Open with intentions of becoming a staple on the pickleball tour. Match point here for CCS and Simone Jardim.
Oh, there's that forehand again.
There it is. So an 11-4, 11-6 straight sets win for Simone Jardim and Corrine Carr Siebenschein. And let's take a look at match point, guys. This was pretty much an impressive match from start to finish.
It certainly was. I mean, it was pretty. We've seen Corrine and Simone be dominant, and they showed no differently here today in the Las Vegas Open.
So they move on to the finals. We will hear from them coming up after this quick timeout from Sin City. And welcome back to Championship Court. So moving on to the women's finals, CCS, who says she's okay with the new nickname, and Simone Jardim. And let's talk about the beginning of that match, because Corrine, you got out to a 10-0 start. I don't think you could have drawn it up much better.
Not at all. We came out feeling pretty good, and it showed in the score, so nice to have a strong start.
And Simone, when you get out to a strong start like that, I'm guessing it just opens everything up, takes the tension off, and really you're able to play more relaxed and play a lot more freely.
Correct. I mean, I think a lot of the times when you come out right away, we hadn't played, both of us, like both teams hadn't played for a couple hours, and you kind of stiff. And so if you start and you're rolling, then all of those jitters go away, and now you're just swinging. And that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Early thoughts here on Las Vegas. What do you think of this tournament so far?
I love it. It's a unique venue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being up here on a rooftop and having the pool nearby, and you got the blackjack tables not far away. It's unlike anything else in pickleball.
Absolutely. And I think what, I mean, for me, I'm a parent, so we have 2 kids here, and my husband is actually working with you guys. So our kids are in the pool having fun, and they yesterday they spent the whole day in the pool, and then they passed out. So this is great. Great babysitter, that pool right there. So.
There you go, ringing endorsement for the tournament. I know it's getting a little warm. I'll let you guys go get some rest. We'll see you in the finals. Congratulations on an impressive win in the semifinals. Much more to come here from Las Vegas. Don't go anywhere. We are back after this quick timeout.